On October 11th, Hollywood woke to the kind of news that shocked everyone and no one expected. Diane Keaton, the woman whose laughter once lit every screen, was not long more in the world. Found unresponsive in her Brentwood home, her passing was announced in a single cold line. She passed peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. But behind that calm sentence hid something far darker. No clear cause, no time of death, no explanation, only silence, and the growing unease of millions who wanted to know what really happened to her. For days, the world waited. Reporters camped outside her Los Angeles villa. Fans flooded social media with disbelief. Then her only son, Duke Keaton, broke his silence, and his words shattered every illusion of peace. "My mother's death wasn't natural," he said. "It wasn't disease and it wasn't chance. It was tied to a final phone call, a missing set of documents, and a powerful Hollywood man whose name no one dared repeat." At 6:47 a.m., a terrified woman's voice called Los Angeles Emergency Dispatch. "Please, someone's fainted. We need an ambulance now." The address, Diane Keaton's home of nearly 20 years. Minutes later, paramedics arrived. Neighbors saw them carry out a motionless woman in a white robe before the villa's doors slammed shut. Hours later, the news broke. Diane Keaton was gone, at 79. But as headlines spread, so did confusion. She'd been healthy, active, still working on scripts and design projects. Why did she die so suddenly? For months before her death, Diane had vanished from the public eye. No interviews, no red carpets, no Instagram posts. A shocking silence from a woman who once called social media her daily joy. Friends confessed they didn't know what was happening. Neighbors said her dog Reggie stopped appearing on morning walks. Her once bustling home turned quiet, curtains drawn tight. Her last Instagram post came 6 months before her death. A smiling photo with Reggie, captioned, "Proof that our pets have great taste too." Fans now saw it differently, a warm smile hiding deep fatigue. Soon reporters uncovered that she'd suddenly listed her dream Brentwood villa for $29 million, lowering it weeks later to $27.5 million. She also withdrew from 2 major films she'd already signed, something unheard of for someone known for strict professionalism. She seemed to be wrapping up her life, but why? The mystery deepened when leaks emerged about a canceled film titled The Last Witness. Diane had been attached to the project alongside major Hollywood names. Then, just 3 weeks before shooting, the project vanished, wiped from studio servers overnight. An anonymous insider told Deadline, "Everything was erased in one night. Only top executives had that kind of access." At the same time, Diane withdrew completely. Her social media froze. Her home went up for sale. Friends lost contact. When asked, her manager offered only a chilling line. Everything was handled internally. Who wanted that film gone? And why did Diane's knife unravel the same moment it disappeared? Her son Duke revealed that on the night before she was found, Diane spoke on the phone for nearly 15 minutes with one man, Al Pacino. Their story stretched back to The Godfather in 1972, a connection that had burned, broken, and rekindled for over 15 years. To outsiders, it was a Hollywood romance. To Diane, it was a love that consumed her. "I'm tired of waiting. By your side, I disappear piece by piece." In her final months, phone logs showed multiple late-night calls from an unknown number traced back to Pacino's circle. After one such call, Diane locked herself in her room for 2 days. Her son said she barely ate or spoke, leaving only her desk lamp burning through the night. When she answered that last call, Duke remembered hearing her whisper, "You still keep that photo." Then silence. Hours later, she was gone. After the news, Al Pacino refused all interviews. He simply said, "It's too painful." But according to insiders, he visited her house the night she died, stayed alone in her room for an hour, and left visibly shaken, clutching a notebook, her private journal. Her son confronted him. "Get out. Don't disturb my mother." She replaced me as easily as a role in a movie. Every time I see them together, I wonder why I wasn't enough. Her depression, long hidden, resurfaced violently. Old disorder returned. Friends said she survived on coffee and water. By October, she was frail, withdrawn, haunted by memories she couldn't bury. Duke believed her mother's love for Pacino wasn't just emotional, it was fatal. He didn't just take her time, he destroyed her belief in herself. Years prior, Diane had battled skin cancer and bulimia. She admitted once that her disorder began when she was told to lose 10 pounds for a Broadway role. "I'd eat a bucket of fried chicken, mashed potatoes, pie, and then throw it all up." It was a cycle of perfection and punishment, one she never truly escaped. Doctors later said her body had shown signs of chronic stress and relapse. That final midnight call, emotional shock piled on years of exhaustion, may have been the final collapse. Experts called it a domino effect of emotional trauma. Her body simply gave up. Despite massive media attention, no outlet disclosed a cause of death. The LAPD refused to release the initial report, citing personal and confidential circumstances. Even close friends like Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson shared condolences, but avoided mentioning details. Public pressure grew. The Los Angeles County coroner announced an investigation into her death. Her home was sealed, her belongings taken for evidence. But every time reporters asked questions, they hit a wall of silence. Hollywood's elite stayed quiet. Studio insiders whispered that Diane's death was not what it seems. Even her last project, The Last Witness, disappeared as if it never existed. In the 1970s, Diane Keaton wasn't supposed to succeed. She wasn't the typical Hollywood beauty. But as Kay Adams in The Godfather, she gave the world something real, a woman trapped between love and power. That final scene, as the door closes on her face, became one of cinema's most haunting images. Then came Annie Hall, the role that immortalized her. Her oversized vests, shirts, and khakis became a revolution. The Annie Hall look, showing women they could be beautiful on their own terms. She won the Oscar and changed fashion and film forever. Through the 1980s and 1990s, she starred in Manhattan, Reds, Baby Boom, The First Wives Club, and Marvin's Room. Each performance proved her depth, witty, emotional, defiant. Even at 57, she stunned audiences again in Something's Gotta Give, showing that women didn't need youth to shine. Off-screen, she was an architect, designer, and author. She restored Los Angeles homes, wrote books on life, family, and the fear of aging. She avoided surgery, fame games, and Hollywood masks. She was always herself, even when it hurt. Her last years carried the same quiet rebellion that defined her life. She rejected fake beauty, fought through pain, and dared to love even when it destroyed her. But Hollywood's silence after her death spoke louder than any headline. The industry called her ageless, iconic, eternal. But behind those glowing tributes lies a truth the cameras never captured. That fame is not light, but fire. It dazzles, then consumes. In the city of dreams, where smiles are rehearsed and happiness is staged, Diane Keaton's story became the one role she never got to direct. A life of brilliance shadowed by heartbreak, endurance, and a love too heavy to bear. Hollywood will remember her as the woman who smiled through pain, but maybe, behind that smile, she was quietly saying goodbye.